Hello Disney fans, it is time for another room tour video. May's theme is Star Wars, May the 4th, and also Tokyo Disney and Disney Parks. I'm really excited for you all to see the display today. If you missed the room cleaning video, I was able to dust and clean all of my room in one day. It was madness, but it ended up working out pretty well, I think. So let me know in the comments what display is your favorite from this video. And let's start here. Outside of my door, I put back up the monorail tin sign, please stand clear of the door, and of course we have our recording in progress sign, nothing really new outside. And as I close the door, I figured let's switch it up a little bit today. Let's start on this side of my room. Normally I start on this side, trying to not make you guys too dizzy today. Here on the back of my door, I have my newest Loungefly, which you guys may have seen in some of my previous haul videos from my most recent trip. And I also have all of my necklaces still hanging there and some other Disney bags. Down here on the floor, I don't know what to do with this box yet, but I definitely want to keep it because it is super cool, from the D23 gift for this year, the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World icon. So I'm definitely keeping this out like for display, although this probably isn't where this is going to stay, but for now that's where it's hanging out. I also have my lightsaber, Anakin's lightsaber, for some theming. I got this a few years ago at Target or Best Buy. I know they both have them, but it lights up and everything, and love it so very much. That's just a fun little thing hanging out here. I also have some artwork I was getting questions about in my most recent live stream, and my friend actually made that for me, so that is currently where I'm displaying it because we're pretty much out of wall space now. I have my little bin of like tech things, so like some of my Osmo stuff, some headphones, all of that is being stored underneath there. I also have my little Disney Fund bank of coins here, and once again, I know I say this in every single room tour video, but I get questions about it so very often. My bed and all of my furniture is from IKEA, and this whole unit is actually attached to the wall, to the bed, everything, so that is what these shelves are. This next shelf here is pretty random. It is actually a like just Disney Parks little travel shelf, adventure, small world kind of thing, and you can also see the Lego Steamboat back there. So it's basically just like a travel shelf, travel the world shelf, and then above that, Flower and Garden has been extended this year, so we're continuing the hype with this shelf. I didn't know what I was gonna say. I just really love this shelf. I love all the colors of it. I love Flower and Garden, so I was very excited to keep this display out longer this year. I also have my little counts hanging out, and I still never took this keychain off from Valentine's Day, but it now fits the theme once again with kind of the travel Disney Parks vibe I am going for. Above that, at the filming of this video, I do not have the next castle pin that come out. It is currently on its way, and there's a look at the current collection that I have. Only a few left, which is super exciting. Above that, I have one of my metal Disney keys, along with some Mandalorian merchandise, because this is my Mandalorian shelf. Now, I thought about taking some of those down to put with my Star Wars display, but as I started pulling out some other things, which you'll see here in a few moments, there really wasn't much space for it. Taking a look here around the top before we make our way back down, we have my Star Wars Funko Pop shelf. So right there below my Pops, I know I say some of these in every single room tour, my Skyliner picture, this shelf of Vinylmations, but as I mentioned, the different themes that are currently happening. We have some park stuff, the autographs, the monorails, little people enjoying their park day, and some Run Disney ones, along with some of the new Mickey cartoon ones, kind of tying in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. There on the back you can see some of my Run Disney medals, little Gelatoni there on the top, and an R2-D2 ear hat on my lamp. And underneath that I have my map holder, and I have since moved some other fun themes here up front. So we have my Hollywood Studios guide map for Star Wars, and then I kept Epcot up front for Flower and Garden, and then just kind of move some of the other ones around. I did the Disneyland firework map to celebrate their reopening here at the end of April, which already happened for you guys. And then next to that, this is kind of my random pastel shelf Disney food, just fun park things that I enjoy, and it always ends up being these cutie little food merchandise items. I also hung up this little pennant with poster tack. I don't think that this is going to be its permanent location, but it matches and fits here really, really well, so it's going to stay there for now. I have this lunchbox from Tokyo Disney, which looks super, super cute, along with some of the utensils. The cups I have underneath this clear box, which works really, really well. It doesn't look super crowded, and you can still see all the fun designs on the cups, and it just looks, I feel like it looks just pretty fun. Also some other fun figures and keychains and little hamburger bags and just all the fun foods and things. And my new Disney Springs bottle just hanging out there. I think I'm gonna try to find like some flowers or something to put in it. I think that would be really nice and like fancy to have that in. And then I moved my little Grogu down here as well to enjoy our little Star Wars celebration. Backing up a little ways, you can see the plush all over my bed. I really don't know what's happening here. I put out all of my knitted plush just to kind of match the cutesy little like pastel, just like simple theme going on here, but then you look over to your right and there's just a heap of squishmallows. But they look so fun. They're so cute, just like have around. And then back up here, I forgot to mention also hanging up are all of my Disney keys. So I'll just pan through all the different ones that I have. I was getting some questions also in a recent live stream for some tips to display them, and my main tip being just like to hang them like this. You can even just get like a wooden rod and hang that with like some command hooks or something. So I would personally recommend that just because I found that to be the easiest, and then they won't break, like nothing would like crush them because they're just hanging there. Although you can see I have no space to hang any of the other ones, and I even took a few off of this. Like I have my Star Wars ones over in my display case. So other options, I think I have seen some little peg holders that you put on this like bottom portion of the key to like stand it up on Etsy, I'm pretty sure. So you can like stand it up like on a desk like this, although like you could only like set so many out, like you couldn't see like the rows behind. So there's that whole scenario. There's a lot of things to figure out with those, and I hope to like make a display for them one day that I can share with you, but at this point like I'm kind of in the same situation, and I'm just kind of making this work for right now. And then next to that I have all of my Run Disney medals, and then right here above the heap of Squishmallows I just showed, I have my other display case, which is full of some Kingdom of Cute and other Tokyo Disney Resort little keychains and things. And this is another display I recommend constantly in these videos because it does fit a lot of items really, really well, and it fits Vinylmations perfectly. Some mystery minis won't fit just depending like how long they are, but Vinylmations are like the perfect size for this, and you can get these kind of displays at like Joann Fabrics or other craft stores. And then to go along with the keys, I've just been stacking up all of the boxes here underneath this little Hollywood sign, kind of keeping them all together in a way. This has fallen over so many times and all the keys fall all the way down there. But, I mean, it's working for now, but I know, like, the next key that comes out, it's going to be more and more of a problem, so we're just working with it as issues arise, as more issues come. And then here's just another pan through, like, some of my Star Wars pops and things. And then turning this way, I'll just show these other pops. I'm currently standing on my bed right now, so you guys can get a pretty good view of them. So maybe we'll just go all the way around. Again, just so you can kind of see them. So this is all princesses, and then we have just like classic Disney over there. This was the display I just looked at. Then we have my H. I left my tram on top of that, and I also got some messages about this. Again, this is a cardboard letter that I bought at a craft store. I painted it white to match my room, and then I just poked pins into it. I don't have any of the pin backs actually on the pins because it is pretty thick, so they are actually not touching the wall. So they're pretty easy to take on and off, although I have not arranged them since I originally put them on because I laid them out so I could get the most on the H as possible. And you can also see here some of the other keys that don't fit over there. So whenever they release another big key set, I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do. This is the Mickey and Forky and Karen sets. They're just hanging out. They're just hanging out. And speaking of all those keys over there, just to show all of the keys that I have, all the ones hanging up here, these boxes, the metal one here, and then all the way underneath here, this has been there for so long. That's where the 4-pack key set is. In disguise. So I've definitely started to do some of that with my display recently, just random items that like I can't fit anywhere else. I will just kind of set behind some displays sometimes, kind of like how I did with this Lego. I just don't have anywhere else to put it at the moment, so I just kind of made it work there behind items I actually want to put out. So I just put a few maps in front of it, and I mean, you honestly would like never know unless you were like looking like way into the shelf. So there's another little kind of tip and thing, and I messed up my Squishmallow stack. Oh my gosh. There we go. And then back this way we have the dresser, and this little shelf I think looked so very cute. These are my new Wemos, of course, enjoying their park day, and I'll explain more of that here in a moment. So I put my little Grogu ears here on top of my castle. That's just a really fun way to display the ears and still be able to show them because they're kind of hard to put in the shelves. So of course for theming, I put my Stitch here in his Star Wars little outfit, and he's holding some of the accessories I showed in a recent Etsy haul video, which I can have linked down below because there's more of them here, like the cast member name tag and the churro. And then I have Mickey and Minnie dressed up. Mickey's dressed up as a little cast member, giving a churro to our little Minnie Mouse Disney bounding Tinkerbell guest there in front of the castle. I also have a bunch of confettis all around. So this is like kind of preparing for the 50th anniversary, but it's more just like fun Disney bound, kind of matching all of the fun, almost summer colors, like this new Mary Blair inspired Disney Parks cup and popcorn bucket. So we have Donald and Daisy in matching outfits here. Behind that we have Goofy, also in a cast member like outfit. He's in his new suit, and he is currently making some candy for Goofy's Candy Company back there. He's working very hard on all of that. And then you can see one of the clear display stands I used, which you would never like really see. So that's another reason why I recommend those in your displays, in my displays, all of that. So this popcorn bucket is one of my absolute favorite things. I got it on one of my most recent trips, and that is because this fit inside of it. So this is one of the like rewind popcorn blind boxes, which looks like this. I actually got it at the Disney store a while ago. I'm not sure if they're still online, but I kept the top from it because it is all just solid plastic and it looks like popcorn, and it fits in the cardboard buckets perfectly. As you can see, like that looks like real popcorn. It looks so fun, and I just absolutely love everything about it. And then back here on this bottom shelf we have Chip and Dale also enjoying a pretzel at maybe their trash can, how you would do a flower and garden. And then I also have the 50th anniversary special D23 lunchbox, along with some other just tiny little Noimo's park items. Above that I have the Tokyo Disney Monorail popcorn bucket, along with some more foods to tie in the other shelf that we looked at, with some confetti fun Mickey Mouse colors. And then the last shelf is tying in some Disney parks and some Star Wars, which we're just about to look at. So we have the droid I made a while ago there on the left, my Fig Pin Mandalorian pack, and also some Tokyo Disney candy cases. So we have covered this whole area just for some perspective, just to like see from far away kind of what we're looking at. Now we're at my closet door, and this is where it gets exciting and why the displays kind of start to all come together. And that is because right here at this very moment I have hanging up a Days Until Disney sign, As you can see, I took the numbers off, so you guys don't know exactly when I am going, but just like my most recent trip, all of a sudden one day, you might see a packing video from me, and then you'll know exactly what's happening. So that's just like a fun surprise that you guys won't see in the videos, but know that it's there. There's a countdown happening on this wall. And then I also just have the Tokyo Disney bag still hanging up here. Now, trip's not for a while, but it's always fun to count down, so I thought that would be something fun to just put up now, start fitting in the themes, and then that got me excited about all of the other merchandise. Now, with all that in mind, I also mentioned that I'm going to be busy the next like month or two, so this display is going to stay up for quite a bit. Now, as far as May goes, at the end of May, a little bit after May the 4th, I'm probably going to take all the Star Wars stuff down and just do Disney World stuff. That's always what I end up doing in June anyway. It's just like Disney parks stuff, just to like get ready for summer and traveling, and just everything's very like vibrant and fun. So that's the theme I always normally end up doing. July is all birthday things, then I start to mix in Pixar around like July, August, just because all of those colors are really fun and summery too, and they're just really, really neat characters. So that's kind of the plan for the next few displays and things, and I'll probably do another room cleaning, slight room tour, maybe like mix-up video, like combined video, just showing the new shelves that I put up once I take all the Star Wars stuff down. But there are definitely more room tour videos to come and many Disney park videos to come, so please subscribe down below so you don't miss any of those things. I'll also be doing a giveaway soon too, so there's just a lot coming up, and I cannot wait to share it all with you. Anyways, back to the room tour. We have, as I said, the closet, and then we have the pins. The pin board of I don't know what I'm gonna do, because this board is officially full. All Disney pins on here. Over the summer, I will also be doing more collection videos, more in-depth looks, but all of these have not been organized recently. Everything is the same from the last time I shared it with you as far as the different sets and series that I collect that you can kind of see in this little pan through at the moment. And these are all just cork boards from craft stores hung up with command little Velcro strips. And then down here at the bottom, I have my newest set of Runaway Railway pins. So this ties in the Disney park theme I kind of am going right now. I don't really love having all these pins just sitting on the floor, and as you can see, there is still like the slightest bit of room on the actual board, but as I mentioned previously, I like to put pins, like this bottom half is for pins that go in order by their date. So you can see I have Christmas. I do have this 2021 pin, but it's like a jumbo, so I wasn't going to put that on there. So the next like 2021 pin or something that I get, I will then continue that whole line of things. But for now, all of these are just kind of hanging out here. Now moving over here, I'm just going to back up so you guys can kind of see where we're at. We have the desk area, my favorite area. Like looking over to this section just looks so neat to me, and I just love it so very much. It's kind of weird going backwards in this video, not really knowing what to start with here, but we'll just go right into the display case because I'm pretty happy with that. On top, we have my two Disney Shorts figures towering over the display, and they look really, really neat there. Also, put my newest Funko Pop there from the Character Warehouse, Rocket from Mission Breakout, and then there's also a TIE Fighter popcorn bucket looking as if it is flying here through my room. Then I got out my May the 4th key, so that was one of the last things I actually pulled out for this display, so I just hung it up here instead of putting it on, or in, I should say, the display case. I also got some questions about this. This is also from IKEA. They do have different wood pieces for the top if you're looking for different colors. They do a few different colors, and then the light you have to purchase separately, but is also from IKEA too. As I've said, I've had this display case for a while. quite a few years, and it has held up great. It is still doing great. It's really easy to clean. It just fits everything I need it for perfectly, so I personally love it. Now for the shelves. I think this looks so cool. Just this shot right here, I personally love. I hung up here on the side some of my Disneyland and Hollywood Studios maps to honor Disneyland and to also think about Hollywood Studios. And as you can see, this map is pretty old. And I also have some items in here from Star Wars Weekends. If you remember that event, that's one of my favorite events, and I miss it so very much. There, leaning up in the back, we have the Millennium Falcon popcorn bucket and also our R2-D2 little Stein from Star Wars Weekends many years ago. Scattered throughout, we have Funko Pops, itty bitties, and some gifts that were given to me. There too, little Grogu, the little collector pack figures, little Gachapon prizes, and more park maps. And I think this shelf looks really cool. It's just a mix of general Star Wars, and then making our way down, we get more into the park vibe of Star Wars. So we have the old Hollywood Studios little ad for Star Wars Weekends. Also the Hollywood Studios little like clapper direction little sign. Some of the thermal detonators and water bottles from Galaxy's Edge. The R2-D2 popcorn bucket to match the Stein. A BB-8 sipper. Grogu keychains. More little collector pack figures. Maps. Little trinket dishes. Itty bitties. Magnets. Cast member tags. Coins, keychains, and more fig pins. So much going on here, but I think that this display turned out really nice, and I just love the vibe of both of them together. It fits both the parks style, but also just like honoring like the fun little bits of Star Wars. And then going down from that, we have a little Tokyo Disney shelf. They recently had their birthday in April, so a little bit behind on that, but this kind of honors one of their newest areas, their new Fantasyland area. So this mug is actually from that event. So you can see there's some of the Big Hero 6 like icons, some Beauty and the Beast like icons, and their new popcorn area and just fun foods and popcorn buckets and maps and all of the things. So this one's just kind of like a miscellaneous little shelf, but still lots of really cutesy things. And then down here, I'm starting to get into the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World display. So we have some of the items from the new D23 box, and then some other things I've shown in recent like retro videos, like the plate and the thermos and the balloon and the Disney dollars and luggage tags and parking passes, and all of those things are all really neat items. And of course Walt Disney there enjoying it all. Closing up the case, it is magnetic also. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. It seals closed with magnets. Now here, the left of my desk, we have another Star Wars display. This is another one just kind of honoring the classics, although you can see a little Grogu key back there, and that is just how I was able to get them to fit. On the left in the back, that is actually a postcard from the Wonderground Gallery, and that's another thing, if you're looking for some display tips or ideas, is putting up any postcards or letters or anything in the back of your shelves. Just help to add a little bit more depth and color and theming to your display. I also have here a Mandalorian kind of shelf. There's also some things from Galaxy's Edge or from past movies, but this one I thought worked out really nicely too. And underneath that we have some more stickers and photos. This area doesn't really change that much, and I just like it. Now taking a bigger pan here across the middle, I've recently added in some of the new magnets I got from my most recent trip, or from packages recently, so all of those are just hanging out here behind my desktop. As we make our way down to the center, we have my little block calendar, my new Skyliner little display, some Tokyo Disney items, and my new planter, and little light from Hallmark, and all of the things. Now turning to the bottom right, we have my Main Street Bakery candle, which smells so good when I open it up every once in a while. And then this is my shelf honoring Disneyland's reopening. You can see I hung up some of those letters and postcards in the back, kind of adding to the Main Street look there with the castle and just general logos there from the park with fun little figures and things. And then above that we have my graduation shelf. So I was able to figure out how to display the ears in this shelf, and it's good to know that now that I can do that with some future displays, although it took a while to get it to all balance out. I put up a "You're Invited" little card there in the back with the graduation ears, the 2021 key, and some celebrating figures. They're all super happy, super excited. The graduation Mickey plush from Lakeland, some keychains, some buttons, all of those fun things. Now panning up to my mystery minis, I did end up putting some Pixar characters in the front just because they're kind of summery with all of their colors. I also put the Disney Princess fig pins out to kind of celebrate the Disney parks. And then panning here towards the middle, I switched out some of my Jumbo Funko Pops for some more park or summer-like ones, and I moved all of my Star Wars mystery minis up to the front as well to match the May the 4th theme. And when I was planning this one out, the row right behind them, I will actually switch with this front row once I redo those shelves, just to save some time when it gets to that point. We have some more Pixar characters over here just because I thought Joy was kind of celebrating the graduation time too, and future park trips. I also moved my Captain America fig pin out in honor of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and also some Mickey and Minnie ones there just to tie in that park theme. Above that, I did just about the same with my Vinylmations. You can see Star Wars ones, celebrating cupcake ones, or early summer ones. They're all based on their theme or color, just to tie into the rest of the shelves. You may also notice I did move the bigger Olaf one from the last video because it's not winter anymore. Above that, nothing has changed here, as I mentioned, with the Funko Pops. We have my Disneyland attractions and also the train over there. As promised, an aerial-like view. You can see some more classic Disney characters, and then it gets into some Disney parks and Mickey and Friends characters there as it meets the corner of the wall. And then heading back, that's where it transfers to Pixar. And then this shelf heading back towards my door is also all Pixar still. And on my chair currently is just the subscribe pillow as we make our pan back up to see the whole display once again. And now making our way over to the right, we have my calendar, which is themed to Walt Disney World. So currently April's picture is the Little Mermaid, which really helped to tie in Tokyo Disney and Walt Disney World. But underneath, as we approach May, this is where all the themes will come together because we have the Rise of the Resistance little icon there, so that one will be so fun. Once I finally get to flip the calendar, it will match really, really nicely. Underneath that, we have a Tokyo Disney popcorn bucket, some other little trinket-like trays, snow globes, and cookie jars, and I also put my little graduation ears in this little cup for now because I couldn't really figure out how to get them in the shelves. And then we have my drawer of pencils and things. Oh, and I also forgot to mention I put out my Riviera keychain along with my grad night little keychain and some pressed pennies. Once again, moving over this way, we have some artwork. Nothing really changes here. The only new thing that I added was this monorail light that I got on my most recent trip, and it kind of looks like it's gliding there along some of the jumbo pins. I turned the lights on my mirror just so you guys can kind of see over here a little bit better. Still have the little pennants hanging up if this is your first room tour video of mine. And then down here we just have all the makeup-y kind of things. I have Disney mugs for my makeup brushes, and also the box here holding all of those items in is covered in Disney tape and stickers just for some more theming all about. I know I mentioned this in the last video. Animal Crossing. I have not had time to do any of it. I haven't worked on it since my last trip, which was at the end of March. So it's been like a month since I've been on there. I hope everything's okay on there. Everyone's okay. I need to get back to it because I really want to show you guys what's kind of happening, but there's not enough done to like really show yet. So we're getting there. I will get there. Don't worry. It's just I said it here so I don't forget. So that's why that's hanging out there. Phone chargers, little fun figures all about. Anything to add in the theming. We have the Star Wars mug out for May the 4th. And all of that. Pin banner. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just, we're struggling with some pin space currently. And yeah, there's nothing really changed on here. Haven't added anything new to it. Still love to look at it. And if you have like a smaller pin collection, or you're just looking for a way to display them and you can't hang up any of the cork boards, any sort of fabric piece like this, make a pennant, or I think they like sell things like this. They just have like little quotes on them, or things little like tapestry like things, and you can just hook your pins on to that. It's kind of a sad ending here because this isn't really that exciting. There's just randomness, life stuff, hair stuff, you know, all the life things just kind of hanging out here on top of my little like jewelry box type stand. And then of course a do what you love sign, as I say at the end of every single video. Do what you love and do what makes you happy. This room makes me so incredibly happy. There's so many fun little things I love to point out, and as I always say, I love to decorate it, dust it, clean it, and show new displays to you, because it's taking on that challenge of making my room different. Even though all the shelves are the same, the display case has always been in that spot. Like, nothing has changed, but switching up the displays, adding different colors, different lights, anything like that can just really mix it up and make it fun, make it feel like a different room, or just add to the themes or events that are going on around you. So it's just a fun thing, and thank you so much for watching this video, for coming along, for looking at my room, at my display. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And of course, remember to do what you love and do what makes you happy, and I will see you all next time. Bye!